On this episode, we talked to that girl in high school that if they needed anybody to sing anything, it would be her. My guest is the talented Tarryn Blake, and she's a fellow positive pandemicer. What's a positive pandemicer? Well, as a creative with less to do and some new perspectives, we decided to pursue our childhood dreams. She always wanted to be a singer, and I wanted to host my own show. We took the negative situation and tried to extract every bit of positivity that we could from it. We also dive into a little Tarryn Blake Jukebox and discover why singing country music and karaoke is her superpower. Let's jump in.
Hey everybody, welcome to a Modern Good podcast. So glad you're coming back. We're going to do the regular shout outs real quick. Joe Andrade Media, he does all my cool pictures on my Instagram. Wish Pocket, that's Jason, he does all the audio. My guy Jaron, he has No Names Originals. He does art in North Carolina, support local North Carolina artists. The Go Bubble app, my guy Mo, it's a detailing service that comes to your house. And if you use the promo code Go Moderately, you get a percentage off. And our newest sponsor we're throwing in here, Lone Sun Decor, that's my guy Peyton. Peyton has a cool Aztec-y wood carvings and stuff like that. And go to his IG and just check that out. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. And if you're on Apple Podcast or Spotify, please follow. Everybody, welcome. Tarryn, how's it going?
Hey, it's going great.
Awesome.
I'm excited to be here.
So go ahead and give like your IG shout outs. Where can somebody find what you do?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Tell people what you do.
Yeah.
And then where they can find what you do.
Sure. So I am a singer-songwriter local to Austin. You can find all my music on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, pretty much everywhere, anywhere that DistroKid distributes it anyways. And you can watch my life and my journey through music at my Instagram at TARRYN_Blake.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Somebody took Tarryn Blake together.
Well, that's my first and middle name.
Okay. Did you want the space in between it?
Well,
that's
no.
what I'm saying. Did somebody take?
I think someone took it. I made that Instagram so long ago. I don't even know what my mindset was when I created that. I probably didn't even create it. I bet a friend created it for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I wasn't big on social media. And then at 18, 19, my friend was like, you don't have an Instagram? And I was like, no. And I was like, why? I don't take pictures. And she was like, just get it. And so honestly, she probably made it for me.
I mean, she brought you into the cult.
Yeah, she did.
You know what I mean?
Now I'm great at creating content and all this stuff. It's crazy.
So, do you remember when your music wasn't on Spotify?
Oh, yeah. It probably, honestly, I just started releasing music in 2020 during the whole COVID shutdown and all that. I was just sitting at home bored and I was like, you know what? I'm going to finally, take all my writings and my poems and stuff, put them to some beats and just kind of see where this goes. And it just kind of started off me having fun. I had other friends in music and they introduced me to my producer. And then after that, it was so easy. I didn't know it was so easy to put your music out there. Otherwise, I would have done it sooner. But I just started putting it out there 2020.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. I had no idea.
Well, so it's the reason I asked is it's very similar for me for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we first kind of started doing this, we're like, okay, where are we going to put this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was
how do people watch it?
How do people put things on Spotify? How do you do that?
Literally.
Right. And it's almost so easy. I don't know if it's as easy for a recording artist, but it's really fairly easy for me to just do it.
Yeah, it is. It's so easy. And especially with platforms like DistroKid, that's what I use just because it's affordable and they do like a chunk of the work for you, but you essentially just upload your artwork, your song, and they have all these other extra things now with DistroKid. Like you can upload like a video to your song and like all kinds of stuff. So I honestly didn't know it was that easy. I mean, I've been singing and like for my whole life. And when MySpace was around, like there was all these music MySpace pages and like trying to operate that was just like not like user friendly. So I kind of was just like threw in the towel. I was like, I don't know what to do. And then fast forward to year 2020, just figured it out.
So when did you start singing?
I have just always sang since I was a little girl. I like as long as I can remember, like always, like kindergarten, probably younger than that and on. Like I've always been the family member that like could sing, like the person, like that's what my mom would brag about me. Like
that was your superpower.
Yeah. Whenever we had like block parties or like friends over, she would always like make me sing like the national anthem or something, like all the time. Christmas, wants me to sing Christmas songs. Like that was just me. That was my identifier.
Did you ever go, man, I shouldn't have let her know that I could sing.
Oh, yeah.
I should have. I'm just kidding.
No,
like,
for
should
real.
I kept it myself in my room, like, you know, or like bomb some of those national anthems so I wouldn't have to do this anymore.
No, for real, because now she wants me to sing at her wedding, and I'm like, oh God. I'm like, and the song she wants me to sing, I think she wants me to sing like Leather and Lace or something, and I was like, Mom, no, I don't even know that song.
What kind of music did you grow up singing? Did you like did you grow up in a church? Like where, like what songs did you start with? Like where?
Yeah. You know, when I get asked that question, I always try to like think back and like try to remember when like that first moment was where I was like, ooh, like I want to sing. And the first song I always go to is like Leanne Rimes, like Blue Moon. I don't know. My grandma would always play that in the car every like time we would visit. And like, it was like the coolest song she would play in the car. Cause most of the time it was like nothing playing. And I would love singing that. Britney Spears was a big one. Christina Aguilera, TLC. Like those were all like the songs, like the people that my mom would listen to in the car and stuff. So yeah, that's just kind of always what I sang.
Like when you think of those kind of like singers and stuff like that, like you think back to being in the car with your mom.
Oh yeah.
Like, so I went to my mom and I asked her a lot about the music she used to play when I was a kid. And I made this playlist of the music she played when I was a kid. And it's really cool. Like when I'm in a really kind of like shitty mood, I just kind of put that playlist on and it kind of just like soothes me in this weird way.
Yeah, it's like comforting.
Yeah.
It's like home.
Yeah, like those certain songs, right? That's really cool.
No, she would listen to all kinds of stuff too. Like she would listen to anything from like Shania Twain. Oh, that's a big one. Grew up listening to her. Dixie Chicks was a big one. We listened to from country all the way to like, not Slipknot. What is it? It's that song like.
That the bodies hit the floor?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And
but I don't know who sings it.
I don't know either.
I feel like I should know.
All I can remember is just like the album cover, and it's really weird because it's just someone's head, and it's like they're wearing a turtleneck, but the turtleneck is like their skin. Yeah. I don't know who sings it.
I think. Oh man.
Disturbed.
Is it Disturbed?
I think it's Disturbed.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
Oh, people watching this are just like they're just like yelling at the computer.
I don't know, but we would listen to all kinds of stuff. And it's funny because there's this one song that like is crazy. It's like that one song that kind of like sounds like a monkey in the beginning. And it's like, he's talking about like his mom, I think, in the song. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Like monkey down with the sickness or something.
Get down with the sickness?
Maybe.
Yes.
But,
and it goes that, yes, I know. I can't try to do it, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Well, that is Disturbed for sure. Yes. So
we would always be listening to that song. And I remember one time we were like, we didn't go to church often, but we did try to go to church as a family. But one time we were all like in the car getting ready for church and we're like, can we listen to that song? And my stepdad was like, I don't know if that's appropriate on the way to church. Like pulling up in the church parking lot.
Did you sing in church?
No. I always wanted to, but I don't know. I don't know why I never like did it. You had to do like you just had to be a part of the church.
Did your mom never try to pressure you to do it?
No.
Yeah.
She wasn't, I don't think church was a big thing for her growing up.
Sure.
And I think it was just something that she kind of like maybe got accustomed to in like a previous marriage or something.
Sure.
And then maybe just liked it and like wanted to like for us to go because we're all baptized and everything. But growing up, she kind of let us just make our own decisions, like as far as like which kind of like faith we wanted to practice, if we wanted to practice any at all. And I kind of appreciate that because growing up, I feel like I, have like a closer relationship to God, or I think I've become more spiritual because I've made my own decisions.
Well, because
like
you found it on your own.
Exactly.
Right. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's one of the unfortunate parts of religion is the way it's kind of forced on people.
Yeah.
Like something so accepting shouldn't have to be forced onto you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, why you got to put all this pressure on me if it's so great? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, I don't go to church like often, but I do think and pray and try to be as Christian-like as I can.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's like, at the same time, it's like, what does that even mean? Like, to be Christian-like? It's like,
Well, sometimes it means...
Like, does that just mean like be a good person?
Sometimes it means it's like, like it's like one of those like, real Christian people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But then, I hope that like if someone were to say about me, it's more about like the way I treated people,
right? Or
the way that I talked to people or cared about people, not the other way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But
100%.
There's always a bunch of people ruining it for everybody else.
Exactly.
That's not that new.
I mean, I think it's something that's like a very like personal decision. So it's like, why like force it upon people? Because I feel like if it's anything that's forced on me, I automatically like don't like.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to listen to it. But if I'm that type of person, like I have to like go for it on my own.
Right.
And I probably will end up liking it. Just let me like it on my own.
Well, I mean, I think everybody has to come to their own things in time. Mm-hmm. Some people never get there.
No. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Okay, so you were saying like you're half Hispanic and half white.
Yeah.
Okay, and most of the songs that you have now named so far have all been white songs. Did you grow up singing any Hispanic songs?
Definitely. Well, so funny. My mom's first language is Spanish. Actually, she didn't teach it to us though, so we didn't have a whole lot of like.
She didn't even talk to y'all in Spanish?
No.
Really?
My grandma would talk to us and my great grandma would talk to us in Spanish, but we'd always like look to my mom to kind of like translate it.
Yeah, sure.
And like growing up, like I've had like Hispanic boyfriends or whatever that like their family like only speaks it. Mm-hmm. So, and I've always wanted to know Spanish like all my life. So I'm kind of mad that she didn't teach us, but it is something that I will definitely like do for my children. Like I'm going to learn it so that I can teach it to them because like, I feel like it's your heritage. You should, be proud of it.
When you were young, when you were like in high school, was it CDs or where we are?
CDs.
Still CDs.
Still CDs. And it was kind of like trickling into like the aux cord, and iPod.
Like MP3 type thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. At that point, could you have ever imagined it would have been so easy to put your music on a device?
Oh my God, no.
Right. That's crazy, right?
Yeah. Like I was like so excited when like my first song was on Spotify. I was like, wow. I was like, this is like, it was just funny because it was just like one milestone that I had been thinking about ever since like I was like a child. Like just to have something. Like, of course, at first you're like, oh, I want a CD or something. And then it turned into this, of course. So it was like a big milestone for me to actually have my stuff published, I guess.
I think that, it's easier than ever to be a creator of things.
Yeah.
I mean, like everything like that it's in your hand or around you is some sort of creative device to do something, right?
Exactly.
And so it's like you now have an opportunity. It doesn't have to be as hard as like making a CD, pressing a record. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can like kids do it in their bedroom. Yeah. They record a whole album in their bedroom. You know what I mean? Like that's really cool. Mm-hmm. I mean, not in my lifetime would I've ever imagined that being that easy or being able to like do something like this.
Yeah. Just it being so doable. Like you think about like something like that as like, oh, a dream or whatever, but like you don't really think about how to like the steps you need to like all the little baby steps to get there. Like unless someone's like showing you. But for me anyways.
When you put your first song on Spotify, did it kind of feel like holding your breath of like what is going to happen?
Yeah.
Or what should happen, or what should I be cool with, or should I just be cool that it's up there, or like what if it gets 1,000 listens or whatever else it is? Like, did you have all that anticipation?
I did. I was kind of more so nervous about the fact that it was like my own and like my own words. Like I'm so used, it's different like singing someone else's song, especially someone else's song that's already well liked. But like this is something that like I created, and that can be kind of personal, especially like people listening to it that like know this like what I'm talking about in the song and stuff like that. So it's like putting out something that like came from like me, my mind, my brain, and like put it out there. It's like it's kind of nerve-wracking. I was like, oh, are people gonna like it? Like for me, like if when I put out something new, I always get like a little bit of anxiety, like, oh, should I have done that? Like, or should I have posted that? Like, I don't know, maybe I'll delete it. Like that saying, like I felt cute, but might delete later.
Right.
Like I get like that with all my projects, but I really try not to put too much pressure on it, because I feel like if I release it and I'm like, oh, I need to make sure I get like 1,000 streams by such and such date, it like takes the fun out of it. It takes like the whole reason like why I even started doing it was just to like showcase this like ability and talent that I have. And like all I really ever wanted to do with my music, like I've always thought this since I was little, was just to connect with other people. Like, you know, we all like are going through things, and sometimes it's similar things. And if I can like connect with somebody and make them feel heard or seen or like or validated just through like my lyrics, like I'm okay with that.
All right, 2 questions.
Yeah.
1, you be writing some Taylor Swift like ex-boyfriend songs or what?
Oh, totally. Actually, it's so funny because this one guy, he made a comment like, you write too many love songs. And I was like, have you never heard of Taylor Swift? First of all, like she got like famous off love songs. Like, don't even talk to me about that. Like, I'm sorry, but all country songs are about about cheating or something. I don't know. But like I do write
Love's
a lot
a big
of love
subject
songs.
in music.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
It is. It's something that everybody's got to go through. Like I'm sure at one point in their life, rejection or heartache or whatever. Yeah, I definitely do write a lot of like love song, ex-boyfriend type songs. But like I personally feel like there's different levels to it. It's not like the same thing. But
what do you mean? Like some of your boyfriends, like you're really messing them up in these songs, and some of them you like let them off easy, or what?
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. Like there's some songs where I'm really talking shit, and then there's some where it's a little lighthearted.
Do any of the people that you wrote songs about know that song's about them?
Yes.
Did you tell them, or
Yes.
they figured it out? Oh, you told them?
Yeah.
Oh wait, so like, did you like come at them, or like how this all go down? Is that how you broke up with them? Like you wrote a song? That would have been baller.
So what's funny, like just an example, like I have this song called Just Friends. And it's about like, you know, hey, like we're just friends, like chill. And I wrote it about my ex, and it's funny because me and my ex, we kind of have like, we used to have like a kind of like a close friendship type relationship.
Before y'all dated?
No.
Okay.
After we broke up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's really because COVID happened, and I think we really like leaned on each other during the whole COVID situation. But for me, it was like very platonic, like straight friends, like you were in the past type situation. Like I just want to be friends. And so anytime I would write a song, I would get excited because we're friends, and I would send it to him. And so I like just recorded this like song in the car, like when it just like came to me, and I was like, hey, like, what do you think of this song? Like I just wrote it. And he would be like, is this about me? And I'd be like, well, yeah, but what do you think about it? Like, who gives a shit about that? Like, do you like the lyrics?
Right.
Like, how do I sound or something like that? Like I'm able to like take him out of the song, like, and just like focus on like, how does it sound? Do you like the lyrics or whatever? But I mean, they all like knew it was about them. There were some people that thought it was about them, and it wasn't though.
Oh,
so there's
one of
that
those
too.
situations. You know what I mean? How embarrassing for them.
Right. No, well, like somebody would be like, why are you like talking about me in the song? I'm like, the song's not even about you. Like, sorry. Like, but it's a good thing that it's not about you, because most of the times I'm probably talking shit. Like, I have yet to make a song that's like
In love?
yes, and
It's
I'm
always
working
out of
on
love?
it. Yes, and you know, like like I have different levels. Like I do have some songs that are kind of like, you know, about like focusing on yourself, or like maybe like yeah, like there's this one song I have called "Funny Feeling," and that is about the excitement you get about new love. So there's that, but you know, like about like that real like committed love, I haven't wrote a song like that yet.
You're not writing songs about putting the groceries away and like, hey, what
Right.
time we have to be at that
Yeah.
dinner party? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They might happen.
Did you pay the babysitter?
Yeah. Right.
All right. So my second question is, do you start writing poetry? Is that how this all started? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So when did you start writing poetry? How old were you?
I was probably like in the 6th or 7th grade. And honestly, truly, it probably started in the 5th grade, because there was an assignment, like we had like as kids, we created a poetry book, and I probably still have it. And it was just poems that we just wrote, and we put it in this like actual book.
So everybody put a poem in the book?
No, we all had our own books.
You had your individual books.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
And we just put whatever poems, whatever came to our mind in this book. And that's how I got into writing, because then I started writing short stories in school. And then, you know, like at home and stuff, I would start like writing like songs, like just like little poems, and like start singing like little melodies to them. And it wasn't like anything I took seriously. But and then until I came into like my adulthood and I started getting back into writing, and then I started like figuring out like, okay, maybe I should put these lyrics to this beat. How would I sing these words to this tune? And that's just kind of like how that happened.
How did you know to do that? Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, you had never really done that before,
No.
right?
And I don't play an instrument. So for me, like, and I grew up singing choir, and like friends that played guitars and stuff. And so like I would sing with them and stuff. But when it was just me and I wanted to create something, I didn't really know where to start other than using my voice. And then I asked somebody one time, I was like, hey, like, where'd you get like the instrumentals to that? And they're like, oh, I just searched it on YouTube. Like, type in an artist that you like, type beat or whatever into YouTube. And then like all these like producers that produce these beats just started popping up. I had no idea.
I had no idea until right now.
Yeah. And it's really cool actually, because a lot of these instrumentals that these producers put out are so good. And it's just, you can kind of play with it. Like you can put whatever lyrics to whatever beat and just kind of like mix it up, or you can create your own. I haven't gotten that good yet to creating my own beat.
Are you trying?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I have the right tools to successfully
like
try.
on your computer, you mean? Like
yeah. Like I feel like if I were to really try, like I'd want to like go all in, like get all the stuff.
Right.
And like really tone in on it. But I mean, now it's just kind of like I will like come up with like little melodies here and there and then try to fit those melodies with the beat that I find. But yeah.
On YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
That I just found out about.
You should do it.
That is wild.
You can type in all kinds of people. You could literally type in like Drake type beat, and it'll pop up like Drake-esque like instrumentals.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, and like I like to listen to beats like just like if I don't feel like listening to like mainstream songs or you know whatever, like I'll just put on like instrumentals.
Okay. Do you just by chance do you listen to classical music?
I used to when I was little.
But you don't anymore?
I don't anymore. But like
it's one of my favorite things to do now.
Really?
But I have like a certain playlist of music like classical music that I like. Like I make a playlist, you know what I mean?
I do like hearing like people turn like mainstream songs into like playing like them with violins and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool.
You know what's really cool on Spotify?
What?
Is like look up like gangster rap, classical gangster rap or whatever. Yeah. And like, it'll be I'm trying to think, Dr. Dre, it's like Still Dre, you know, that piano where it comes in.
Yeah.
And so like, they'll do that on the piano and then they bring in like the strings.
That
and
is so cool.
Yeah. It's rad. Like, my girlfriend's the best at like just looking up like weird shit like music
Yeah.
on like Spotify and finding these really weird subjects that have really cool stuff. And she'll go,
Yeah.
hey, listen to this, blah, 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 whatever. But she's always, music is just like all around all the
That's
time.
really cool.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to search that because I love stuff like that.
Or like you can like look up like anything like chill beats.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
Stuff like
it's like
that.
Star Wars chill beats. And that's like all the Star Wars songs, like, you know, they probably have like country chill beats.
I do want to write a country song. I love to sing country, and I don't sing a lot of country in front of people unless I'm doing karaoke. That's when I'll sing country.
Okay, so what music do you think, what genre of music do you think you sing best?
Ooh.
Is it country?
That's a tough one. I think it's easiest for me to sing country, but if I'm really like applying myself, I think that I can really, I probably sing like, I don't know, like those soulful type songs really well. Like, I don't know, like some like deep emotional Christina Aguilera song or something. If I could compare it to somebody. Or like, like Mary J. Blige's song, like I'm Going Down, like those type of songs. Like just the way that they like can make their voices sound, like I am such in awe with that. Like I just try to like those type of songs are songs that I use to like warm up my vocal cords, like because there's so many different like ranges that they do. Like I love singing that type of music, but songs. So if I really applied myself and sang that type of music, like, yeah, I feel like I can make somebody cry for sure. Yeah. Country, I can sing it. It's easy.
This is a superpower.
Maybe it doesn't count because it's my mom, but I did make her cry once, and I've only made her cry one time.
I mean, for everything she's put you through, I'd make her cry a bunch of times. I'm kidding. Okay. All right. Do you gravitate towards like female singers? Is that like, would you say?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I'm going to name some people and you just give me your first reaction.
Okay.
Okay. Reba McEntire.
Her show. I'm a survivor.
I love that. I love that show.
I never watched that show, but so many of my friends.
It's horrible. Don't watch it.
It really is so cheesy. Like it's not even funny. It's just kind of like annoying.
Well, and then she did like that Malibu country or whatever.
I don't even know about that.
Yeah, definitely don't look that up. Like it just got way worse. But like, did you sing Reba McEntire songs as a kid, or was that like way too old?
I think that was maybe just way too country.
Too country.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that was like the limit.
Mariah Carey.
You know, I don't listen to a lot of Mariah Carey, and I don't know why. I just don't like. I do like listen to her, like she's on the radio, but it's not something I would like. Oh, let me listen to this Mariah Carey song.
Do you feel like she has range?
Oh hell yeah.
It like, so when you talked about people that you know you would use to warm up, is that kind of?
I wish I could hit that, but I feel like her type of songs, like I would like attempt, but like if I were to really try to go for it, it would probably just like totally like, yeah, it would like be like done after like one song. I'd be like, okay, Shania Twain. Into it. Oh yeah, love Shania Twain. Love all that. What I go to for her is like that cheetah print suit. Man, I feel like a woman.
Yep.
Yeah, that was always on. And I remember like in the house, like if my mom had like music videos on, I would always see that music video. Come on. We would love it.
How do you feel about the Dixie Chicks or the Chicks?
I know, right? It's so funny.
But I just didn't want to. I don't want to get in trouble for saying the wrong word.
Yeah. So we listen to it all the time, like all the time. My mom, like, those were one of the music videos. I'm pretty sure she must have watched a lot of CMT or something, because like I always remember these types of music videos. Like Landslide was like one of their most popular. Like I love to sing that song too. Do you like
Fleetwood Mac?
Yes, that's
really?
Like my mom has like a whole mural in her house of Fleetwood Mac. Like
oh my gosh,
like, my youngest sister, her middle name is Rhiannon.
Oh really? And so after I asked about Reba, I was like, well, I mean, I'm not gonna go too old, but like that's so interesting that like Fleetwood Mac is like such a
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah,
100%. I actually want to name one of my children Rhiannon after that song too.
Yeah.
But it was like a staple growing up, like in our house. Like all of my sisters, like we know like a lot of those songs.
Did she listen to other 70s kind of music like that? Do you remember?
ABBA.
Oh, yeah.
She was honestly like 70s type. ABBA, Fleetwood Mac, and then my dad would always listen to this. I would always make him put this song on. Boogie Shoes. My boogie
Casey and
shoes.
Sunshine Band. Yeah.
But like that was probably as 70s as it got, probably. Because I'm not huge on the 70s era. My mom was born in 75. So it was like a little bit of 70s, but mainly like 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. A lot of 80s, a lot of Madonna growing up.
You sang a lot of Madonna?
Yeah. My mom had like all the CDs. Like she texted me the other day and was like, "You sound just like Madonna." I was like, "Okay, mom, calm down." Like, no, I don't.
Does this ring a bell? Debbie Gibson.
Oh no.
Good.
What does she sing?
She's an old, like, do you don't mind? I remember this back in the day. They would have these mall tours. Right.
Yeah.
And so like Debbie Gibson and like this girl named Tiffany, they would do those mall. Do you remember that?
Like, I Think We're Alone Now,
Yes,
Tiffany?
yes.
I did sing one of her songs at a talent show.
Yeah.
I Think We're Alone Now.
So like they would do these mall tours like in the mall, and then these fans would like come see them in the mall, and that's how they kind of pumped their career. And then I don't know what happened. I guess the mall just changed or something.
I know.
And
Well, the Jonas Brothers played at Katie Mills Mall.
no way.
Yeah, I remember actually. I think I was like going to the mall, and it was before they were popular.
Right.
Because I think my dad was like dropping us off, and he was like, "Hey, like there's the Jonas Brothers are playing. You guys should go check it out." And like I was like, "No, I'm not gonna go do that. Like they're at the mall." Like, but like now here I am like performing at like pop-up markets, and I would love to perform at the mall.
Yeah, right. It's a lot of perspective, isn't it? Right.
It is.
So my hometown is about 5,000 people.
Oh wow.
Okay. And at our county fair, a long, long time ago, Tim McGraw played at our county fair, but nobody came.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Like, I mean, it was like, I would say it was like 15 people at the most.
Wow. That is so
And that was
crazy.
that's Tim McGraw.
I know.
And then like the next time I saw him, I took my mom to see him in the Woodlands.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I mean, he sold out the whole place, and like everybody's up on the lawn.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
it's Tim McGraw.
It's Tim McGraw. You know what I mean? Like it was so crazy to think that.
I know.
You know,
I always kind of like think of those situations like, man, like, am I gonna have like those situations where like I remember when she was playing at a parking lot in the gas station or something. Like,
well, does a part of you wish you would have started all this sooner?
Oh yeah, 100%. And I think
okay, really quickly, did you say that the pandemic kicked this forward?
Yes. It totally did.
So interesting, like the pandemic kicked this forward.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so why do you think what do you think happened? What do you think changed? Like what made you shift your mind to go, okay, now I'm going to do this now instead of not, I guess?
You know, and because I feel like in my household growing up, like you're always like just kind of, it's like instilled in your brain to like, you know, go to school, go to college, get a job, get married, have kids, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I did all those things, you know, graduated high school, went to college, got a degree in something I thought I was going to do, which was in the legal field. And, you know, got in a serious relationship, thought like marriage, kids or whatever, didn't happen. You know, I had to start all over, like start from plan B. And then when COVID happened, it really put in perspective, like the norm of anything could really just come to a halt. And like, so it's like really, why not do something you love to do versus something you think you have to do? And so for me, it was like a really big outlet. Music was just a good outlet for me because during COVID, like, and all these conspiracy theories of everything that was kind of like circling like my mind, I like went in like a rabbit hole of like believing all these things. And I was like, what is this life for living? Like, what's the point in anything? And so I just turned to music. And, you know, after that, like during COVID, I was like, why the hell not? Like, let me just do it. And, you know, it wasn't something that was like, I feel like supported in the beginning by my family. I think or my friends, like from my hometown, like my high school friends, I think they kind of just looked at it as a hobby. And for me, it was like something that was like a really big passion of mine that I wanted to take seriously now because it's like, why not? And I think a lot of them didn't take it seriously because it was out of our norm. So
Well, you changing.
yeah, exactly.
They don't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They want you to stay the
Exactly.
same.
Yeah. And so
Because that's what they know, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And the same for me. And that's how I was. And so change was a little scary for me and like just different levels of it, of course. But when I was like really started just doing things because I loved doing them, I really felt like my real personality and like who I actually was just started to like kind of blossom.
I think that's a very, if you do it correctly, a very normal process. I think that's what you're supposed to be doing, right?
Yeah.
Part of kind of like what I do when I talk like with life, like when I'm doing like life coaching type stuff, is like I'll be like, you need to find some way of like pulling something creative through you and putting it out.
Yeah.
And just whatever that is, if it's like, I don't know, organizing your family tree or, you know, something that gives you some sort of sense of purpose of like something that you love and you do it just because you love it.
Yeah.
Like you get paid extra, that's great.
Yeah.
But I would do it for free anyway. You know what I mean?
And that's how I always felt about music.
Yeah.
And now I kind of wish I got like a little bit of money for it. But regardless if I got money or not, like doing it and like being able to connect to somebody, like just being me is gratifying enough.
You don't see any life moving forward where you're not doing music, right?
No.
Like even if you have to do something else to support you financially, you would like, I'd still do music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like at this point, like I've tried to do like, you know, pick a profession like, you know, you're supposed to pick or whatever. But for me, it just didn't like, it felt like too forced and I just wasn't interested enough in it. And so for me, I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to do whatever I have to do to fund this music business. And of course I have other creative little entrepreneur ideas like on the side, but those will still just always be like an income that I put towards music. Like nothing, like I will never stop doing music.
Right.
Yeah.
So I asked Tarryn to do something apparently now that I'm doing. And anytime I bring someone that does musical stuff, I like talking to them about like, you know, what got them into music, what makes them think about music, and then play what I'm going to call Tarryn Blake Jukebox. So we talked about like on the podcast, what was the first like song you remember like singing?
First song I remember singing, you know, shoot, I don't know. It probably was like a country song because I was like so proud that I could get like that country twang. And so I would always like show off to my friends like, oh my God, look, I can make it sound like that. And they'd be like, that sounds stupid.
Okay, who's someone that has like a lot of twang when they sing?
I would probably say like maybe like Miranda Lambert or something.
Do you like Miranda?
You know, I don't necessarily listen to her a lot, but like there's this one song that me and my mom and my sisters love. It's called Hell on Heels. I don't know if you ever sang, if you've ever heard it.
Do you want to try it? You want to try to sing a little bit of it?
Yeah, we can try it. Okay. I'll just start with the chorus.
Yeah.
I'm hell on heels, say what you will. I done made the devil a deal. He made me pretty, he made me smart. I'm gonna break me a million hearts. I'm hell on heels, baby, I'm coming for you. Then there's Jim, I almost forgot. I read him off, but I took the eye. Poor old Billy, bless his heart. I'm still using his credit card. I'm hell on heels. Sugar daddy, I'm coming for you. That was my part.
That's so awesome. But I mean, I think you're right. Like you probably like country music. I mean, because I'm 100% honest. I have not heard any of your songs. I was kind of saving it for this, you know. But okay, I'm scared to ask because of my Reba McEntire question. Lori Morgan, do you know who Lori Morgan is?
No.
Okay, man. She's an old country girl. She's
I bet you if you played a song, I might know, but the name doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, what is your favorite country song to sing?
Oh,
or just one of them?
Definitely, probably like Before He Cheats. That was always like my go-to.
Carrie Underwood, Before He Cheats.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know the lyrics or do we want to pull them up? Not to say that you don't know them, but like just as a backup.
Yes.
I mean, I would want a backup.
Definitely. Because I'm that type of person where like I'll hear it and I know it. But if I'm trying to like remember it,
it's weird like that, right?
I don't know why. I'm like that with my own songs.
Like, let me ask you this. So, like, is it a thing of when you don't think, you just sing it?
Yes.
But then when you start thinking about what are the words,
I'm thinking too hard about it.
Yeah, and then you forget what the words are. Yeah, right.
And then it just like trickles down to like I'm forgetting the melody. I don't even know the song.
Look in my truck when I'm singing rap songs. When I start thinking about instead of just like rapping, not that I'm really any good, but when I start thinking about the words, like it automatically, I start like I'm screwing the whole thing up. Like I don't like.
No, you can't think too hard about it.
How does Drake remember these lyrics?
Okay, I'll just do like.
Do your favorite part.
Okay, let's see. All right. Right now, he's probably slow dancing with a bleach blonde tramp, and she's probably getting frisky. Right now, he's probably buying her some fruity little drink, 'cause she can't shoot whiskey. Right now, he's probably up behind her with a pool stick, showing her how to shoot a combo. And he don't know. And I'll stop there.
That's awesome. I can see why you do country songs at karaoke bars.
I love karaoke. I love country songs with karaoke.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I feel like it's easy. It's comfortable. Maybe it's comfortable.
Yeah, I think that in Texas, they're very it's a very much go-to.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't even know why.
And you do it really well, so that really helps out a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what was the first okay, so how would you describe like your music? Is it like R&B? Is it like soul? Like your personal music?
People would probably identify it as like a 2000s pop / R&B type vibe.
So who was like the kind of the first person that you remember, or first song you remember hearing that kind of you're like, whoa, like I want to do that?
Oh man, I don't know. Like first one probably.
Is everybody Britney Spears? Is everybody?
I feel like, yeah, like I want to say Britney Spears. And it's so funny because like now that I listen to her music, it's not like it's anything like extravagant. It's very mediocre, actually.
I'll tell you what you don't want to say. Okay. She's not a really super great singer.
No, she's not.
You know what I mean? But she was the whole
She's
thing.
very iconic.
I mean, like, I don't know if Madonna is a super great singer.
I do love Madonna.
But I mean, but what she put together and how Britney Spears put that together.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, because like grasp this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes or no, Britney Spears had a bigger career than Christina Aguilera.
Oh. I don't know.
Do you think Christina Aguilera's career was bigger?
I feel like I want to say yes, only because she's still actively like in her career. I guess
what I was thinking of is like the height of like Britney Spears.
I don't know.
But here's the ironic part about it. Christina Aguilera is a really good singer.
Hell yeah, she is. She's a good singer.
Like, I mean, you would think the person that this would be like a no-brainer. Like, it's like, well, why are we even having this discussion that Britney Spears could possibly be better?
Yeah.
But like, there is a discussion there, and I think it's just because Britney Spears was more of a entertainer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she was they're doing the whole like thing.
She was, for sure.
So what's can you think of like a 2000 kind of R&B hip hop song that like you really like to sing?
2000s. I mean, is this 2000s? Let me think.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't have to be 2000s.
Right. Definitely like.
Okay, so you're at a bar.
Yeah.
And they don't have any country karaoke songs.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you going to do?
No Scrubs.
Oh, yes.
Or I'm Going Down.
I mean, do you want to do a little bit of each one?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me pull up the lyrics.
Hey. Doesn't hurt to be prepared.
Right? Okay. Let me think. Let's do I'm Going Down. Okay. This one I sing a lot in the shower. I love this one.
Okay. you sing in the shower just because you like the song, or do you think it helps your voice, or?
Honestly, I love the acoustics in the shower. And so I just always sound the best in the shower. I don't know why.
Well, I get that, but like, why is this like your go-to shower song?
I think it's just because it's the song that like, it just, that first verse just like always pops in my head. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It could just like pop out of nowhere. Okay, I'll do it. Let's see. And the sound of the rain against my window pane is slowly driving me insane. Of course, I don't look up the lyrics, and then that's all I know. Let me look up the lyrics. Let's see, because I love that song. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Time on my hands since you've been away, boy. I ain't got no plans, no. And the sound of the rain against my window pane is slowly driving me insane, boy. I'm going down. 'Cause you ain't around, baby. My whole world's upside down.
That's awesome.
But you see how like one little part of the verse just like pops in my head, and like I probably in the shower just keep repeating that one verse.
Okay, I don't know if this question is going to make sense. When did you know you could sing? Like when did you know you're like, oh shit, I can sing?
Probably when multiple people just started telling me I could sing, which is kind of terrible, but yeah.
No. Well, we all know people that think they can sing.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, let's be honest, like you could actually, like you can sing. And so I was just thinking like, so like, what would you do? Just like kind of go singing around the house, and like your brothers and sisters would say something. Would you just sing songs at school to yourself? Like you're just singing songs? And
it's funny because like my brothers and sisters have never, ever once said like, oh yeah, she can sing. Like they've never like once complimented my singing. I think that's probably like annoying for them, like if I'm singing. But my mom, like she would always like talk about it like with their friends, like, oh my God, sing the national anthem. She can sing this song. Or my grandma, something like that. And then like, even like growing up, like my friends, like I would sing around them all the time, but like, it was never like, oh yeah, you can sing. And it wasn't really until like, I got into like my adulthood where people were just like, they would look at me like, oh my God, like you can sing. And I'd be like, you think I can sing? Like, really?
Yeah.
And then I don't know, I just started like pushing myself like further and further. I mean, like I knew I could sing, but like a part of me was like, can I really sing?
Well, of course,
or
right?
do I just think I can sing?
Right. Well,
I still have those thoughts sometimes now.
It's kind of like for me, it's like, am I funny, or do people just, or do I just think I'm funny?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
real.
Yeah. So what was the first song you put on Spotify that was yours?
The first song I put on Spotify is called Memories.
Do you want to sing it? You don't have to.
I probably won't sing that one. It's a lot of my friends' favorite songs, but it's a very like, I don't want to say it's generic or anything, but it's very, or I guess it's my more mediocre of my songs.
Do you think is that just, I don't want to say because it was the first one?
Yeah, I think I've been able to like really grow like vocally. Like I think that song is very much so like in my comfort zone when I created that. Even the lyrics, like they're very, I don't want to say they're bland, but because like my friends like love that song. But I think I get deeper now in my lyrics and like, just more meaning behind it.
So do you think that growth doesn't happen without you putting that song on Spotify?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like that's part of the process, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like people don't understand that's part of the process.
Oh yeah, you have to start somewhere.
But you have to put, in order for you to grow as an artist, you have to put your art out.
Yep.
Like you can't just keep it at your house and like it's gonna grow.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work that way.
No.
You need the audience, you need the feedback, you need the people, right?
You do, 100%.
But that's like the hardest part.
It is. And it's almost like a competition within yourself. Like once you put that out, it's like, okay, now I got to top that.
Right.
I got to do better than that. And so that's kind of like how I see it.
So before we started, you asked me how'd you ask me if I know all my podcast? What would you ask me about all my podcasts?
Like, if you would like remember like your guests, like if you like, I don't know, like saw them
Like
in the store or something.
But do you remember like, do you kind of remember all the songs you kind of write? Like, do you kind of remember and like, like
all the finished songs, I will say. There are some songs that I've started like in my notes on my phone. Like I'll scroll back and I'm like, oh, I'd be like, this is really good. I need to finish this. But like all my finished songs, like I could name them all for sure.
Okay. So, okay. Why don't you sing me your favorite song of yours that you love to sing a cappella? Because obviously that's what we're doing.
Okay.
So what's your favorite one?
Okay, this one is my newest one. I haven't released it or anything, so I don't even have a name for it. I honestly can't even narrow down a name for it.
Do you need me to come up with a name like right now? Like
honestly, like whatever vibes you're feeling. If a name pops out, throw it out there.
Okay, let me ask you this. How do you, so we can maybe we actually can come up with one.
Yeah.
How do you come up with the names for your songs? Like how does that usually happen?
I mean, it's either a word that I say a lot in the song, or it's a feeling.
Do you do just single
words?
Single word titles?
I try to.
Names, I guess?
Yeah, I try to. I don't
like
know why.
On purpose?
On purpose.
Yeah.
I try to. Just because I feel like I want it to be simple for people to look up.
Right.
I don't want, because like, like.
Don't make it complicated.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Panic at the Disco, like freaking Tragedies, Nonsense, or whatever that song. See, I don't even know the title of the name, but I know the song. But like.
Well, I to your point, I've always wondered why like some bands like have bands like their names like Panic at the Disco is like really, really long.
Or like Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. Like, what does that mean?
I don't these people know at some point you're going to have to shorten it down?
Yeah, because I didn't know how to spell apparatus. I probably still don't. I just type in the red jumpsuit and thankfully it pops up for me.
But didn't they, I think they changed the name just to like Red Jumpsuit or something like
Did
that.
they?
I think so. I could probably be making that up. But I think Panic at the Disco, they use their acronym for their group now. I
didn't know that.
I could be also making that up. I feel like.
Now that I know Panic at the Disco, what's the acronym? PATD?
Mm-hmm.
See, that would take too much time now.
I'm gonna look it up like that way on Spotify and see like if it actually comes. Okay, so the song is what?
I do have a song called I Don't Know.
Wait, we're coming up with the title right now. Sorry, my bad.
With the title.
Okay, so do you want to sing just part of the song? Do you want to sing the whole song? Do you want to sing just the chorus?
Let's see. Well, I feel like it's a lot of pressure, so I'm like, will I remember the lyrics is the problem. Let me pull them up. Or I could play like the little audio.
Hey, whatever you're feeling.
Okay.
Don't put it super close up to the mic because then Jason gets mad at me.
Okay. Yeah. I'll hold it out here.
No, you could put it kind of close. Yeah. You just You
put
just
it across the room.
Yeah, like it'll pick it up really well. So like, and if people can't hear it, we'll kind of just listen to it real quick.
Okay. This one's my favorite right now. It all comes back to me, crashing into me. All these emotions, yeah, they running deep. Can feel the flow from underneath me. It feels like I'm floating, yeah. Oh, I can't breathe. No, I can't breathe. It's like you think I got a bad memory. I remember what's her name and what's her face, the time and date and where it all took place. Don't lie to me, don't you lie. Don't lie to me, it only continues the suffering. And I'm suffering. How do we find our way back to this place called peace? Real quick, let's hop into this man-made time machine full of ignorance and splash. We forget to forget, then the whole damn thing starts all over again. Yeah, 'cause all we did was put a band-aid over it, thinking that would do the trick. Now we gotta let it breathe, air it out so it can leave, or else that shit never gonna leave. Don't lie to me, don't you lie. Don't lie to me, it only continues the suffering, and I'm suffering. And that's my newest one that I don't have a title for yet.
Okay, well, if we're doing this one word title and it's words that like come out of the song or whatever, do you have a suggestion before I make mine?
No, go for it.
My title would be Suffering.
I was thinking that too.
But that's why I wanted you to say yours first.
But I didn't want it to be like, yeah, I didn't want you to lean towards another answer.
No, fair enough. But like what I when I hear the song,
Mhm.
like this is what I hear. It's like, well, it's suffering, right? But it's like this suffering of like, I keep making these choices and like coming back and going forward. Like I'm creating the suffering.
Yeah.
A lot of the like, and at the moments it's good and then it's bad. And
Yeah.
like, you know, and like, it's that weird space that you get with people where like, you're like, oh, I have to be here. But if you were really honest with yourself, you're probably suffering
Yeah.
inside.
No, 100%.
Was that, how was that?
That's totally spot on.
Yes. I think we just named the song.
Right? Yeah, suffering.
That's
I was going to name it that, but then I was like, you know what? I was like, can I do better? But then I don't want to overcomplicate it. You know?
Well, I was trying to think. I was trying to think of a word.
Like one word
that kind of whatever. So as the song was going on, I was trying to think of a word, but it wasn't until you said suffering at the end that I was like, oh, that really sums that up. Like I was thinking more.
Yeah.
I was thinking like apparatus red jumpsuit. That's what I was going to name it.
What does apparatus mean?
I guess it's the equipment of part of the jumpsuit, the apparatus in which you jump out of a plane. I don't know.
I don't either.
But
I didn't really look that up.
But I was thinking about just like words that came through my mind was like straight jacket and just like bound down like in this weird way.
Yeah.
But I think suffering is a more appropriate word.
Yeah. And play with it.
I mean, like, call me when you need like more song titles. Like that's what I'm here for.
Right.
All right. Thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was fun.
So how I usually like to wrap up this whole shindig is I usually ask people like, you know, what do you do to take care of yourself so you can take care of everybody else? So obviously music is like one of the things you do to take care of yourself. But like, what are the other things you like to do?
If I were to like say like what I do to take care of myself to help take care of others is to probably just really take care of my mindset and like maybe like my spirituality side, like my spiritual side. Like I really try to like always just remember that like everybody is going through their own shit, you know? So why not be like that little outlet of like light or positivity like in someone's life, no matter what you have going through. So I always try to like be able to like compartmentalize, like, you know, just kind of like really try to take care of like my mental health, and whether that could be like meditating, praying, or just like listening to like, you know, self-development podcasts or like books or something. Like I'm always trying to like better my mental health, just because growing up, I realized like a lot of like toxic things I think like I was probably subjected to. And so now I'm kind of just want to like break that and just be a light for other people.
Well, it's better to be known as a person that's too positive than too negative.
Exactly. And I've seen somebody too negative and I'm like, I never want to be like that.
Well, it's just like, you know, I mean, why?
Yeah. And
you have a choice.
Yeah, you do.
Right?
You do.
And you're
Yeah.
just making a conscious choice.
Exactly.
I think that's great.
And, I, of course, have those people that, like, I vent to or whatnot. And, like, like, I'm not, like, just this, like, beaming ray of sunshine. Like, I have, like, my shit that I go through, I talk out. But
Everybody has their moments.
yeah. But, like, for the most part, like, I try to keep that, like, because at the same time, it's like, I don't want to project that negative energy onto somebody else just because they could take it in. Like, because I feel like I'm an empath. So anybody, like, anything that anybody, like, were events to me, like, I'm, like, that type of person, like, where, like, whatever you got to say, like, say it. Like, I'm not going to judge you, like, whatever. But, like, for me personally, like, I feel like there's my certain people that, like, I confide in. But, like, other than that, like, I try to keep it to a minimum just because, like, just even for myself, why put out that negative,
Well, you're throwing it out like in front of you.
Yeah.
To like you step into it and they step into
Exactly.
it. You know what I mean?
You're just putting it out into the universe more if you just like,
Well, I also think that those negative thoughts and negative things should be stuff that you're sorting through in your head.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily to be put out onto like the internet or like out towards your like friends or whatever.
Exactly.
Right? You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like I had this like idea of like, I mean, you're going to know what I'm talking about. That post where it's like, I had this great tragedy and then it's like 5 or 6 paragraphs of the tragedy and like how I've now like survived that kind of post.
Yeah.
And I want to think those people are trying to come from like a really good place.
Yeah.
But how about this?
Yeah.
How about you just like go like live your life and be happy and post like happy pictures?
Yeah.
And probably that would inspire people more to go live their life in a more happier way than hearing about your tragedy.
Yeah.
But you're on the other side of it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Am I being a jerk?
No, it's 100%. And, because like one of the questions on the intake form was like, what was the latest tragedy you went through? And like, hell, I could have easily answered that question. But for me, it's like, I only put my tragedies out there unless I'm giving somebody like advice, like that has maybe going through something similar, just so I can kind of like, again, be that light at the end of like what for them might be a dark tunnel right now. So it's like, I don't really like, I have tons of tragedies that I've probably gone through, but I pull them out necessarily, but only to give hope,
Well, I mean, and I don't want to make it seem like everyone that's doing this, again, I want to believe that they're coming from a place of like, it is not for them.
Yeah.
That's what I want to believe.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true, but I want to believe that because I wouldn't, you wouldn't want to represent yourself that way on social media. Like that's not a good thing.
No, exactly.
So if you are doing it, like hopefully it's coming from a place of like you really are trying to help other people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you gotta be real honest with yourself about it's like what we're doing here. You know what I mean?
Like you do see those Facebook posts where you're like, wow, you just really put it all on there.
Well, I had made this video and it was basically like, am I too positive? Right? But like I got to thinking about it, like I try to be as positive as I can.
Yeah.
And I, and using like kind of like a hot word to go like toxic positivity, right?
Yeah.
Like just because I don't put like my bad stuff online doesn't mean I'm promoting toxic positivity in the way of like, I'm only being positive.
Yeah.
Shit goes wrong all the time.
Yeah.
I have a 2.5-year-old. You know what I mean?
No,
like, there's constantly things going wrong.
Yeah.
I just don't like, I just choose to put the positive vibe out there. Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's like you were talking about your mindset. Maybe I'm wrong. Do you like not spend a lot of time by yourself, but that's like how you reset, like you kind of reset by yourself, like being an empath and stuff like that. So like, that's really important. Like that's a real big thing to how you take care of yourself. And you probably describe that as like how you take care of yourself mentally. Yeah. But like, that's an important trait to just like recharge because you're going to go out there and absorb a lot of other people's
Exactly.
stuff.
And I want to be like my best self, or like my best self in a way that people can enjoy, versus like, and I don't want to be that person where people are like, oh my God, like she was just like being too much today or whatever. You know what I mean? Like she wouldn't like shut up. You know what I mean? Because I have those like people in my life where I'm just like, oh, like I need to spend like minimal amount of time with, because all it is just negative. And no matter how much positive you put in, it's like hits you back with the negative, and you're just like,
Well, and like, I think everyone that tries to be positive, if they're truly trying to be positive, has those friends.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
and they remain friends because like you do care about these people,
yeah,
but you're also like, hey,
yeah,
quit like dumping your shit in my front yard
yeah,
kind of thing. Right.
yeah,
But like, this is the way I try to think of it. That's why I'm here. That's
Mhm.
why you're here for
Yeah.
those people. You
Mhm.
are the most positive part of their day.
yeah,
Not unfortunately in a way of like it's you, but
Yeah.
unfortunately like that they might not find any other positivity in that day
Yeah.
other than the person that you are.
exactly. And I'm okay with like being that for them, but that's why I like, for me, like I'm very much, I would like to say like an extrovert, but like when it's time to like recharge, like I totally have to like recharge by myself.
Well, I mean, like empaths don't have much of a choice.
Yeah.
You got to be like when you get out there, you got to be an extrovert,
Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, you won't survive.
I
You know what I
know.
mean? Like, you would just take on everybody's stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, golly, I'm trying to think of how he said this. Oh, I can't remember. Something you just said, like, keyed it off in my mind. It'll probably come back to me later. Any whoozie. What do you do? Do you have any little odd like hobbies or anything that you do that's like unique that that you do? Like maybe when you're taking care of your mind, how do you take care of it? Like you said, maybe you meditate,
Mhm.
but is there other stuff that you do, like a Sudoku? I don't know.
Like weird.
Like I binge watch Jersey Shore.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love Jersey Shore. This shit's funny. But I was watching it like the other night actually, and I was like, wow. I was like, this is pretty dark. I don't know why I thought this was so funny. But like growing up, me and my sister, we would always watch that show like all the time. But like some like little weird things that I do, like if you looked at my YouTube, you probably think it was so weird. I love to watch ASMR. Like,
Really?
yes.
Why?
It just like, and I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure like I experienced ASMR as like a young child, like through like, like maybe the teacher's just like reading a story or something. It was like super relaxing to me. And then I didn't discover that feeling, like that little ASMR feeling that you get until I was like older in my life. And I don't know how I stumbled across this video, but it was like a video of somebody like getting their hair shampooed or something. And it was literally like you could feel what they were feeling.
Yeah.
And like ever since then, I've just like explored like all these different ASMR like triggers and videos. And I like love watching that kind of stuff.
Like people eating chips.
Totally. No, there's this one lady like that I started watching like before she was like kind of popular. She would eat pickles. And I don't know why. I thought it was like so like just the sounds like to me like are just so relaxing. Like, but what's weird about it, I could watch a YouTube video of somebody eating, but if somebody's eating too loudly like in person, I'm like, oh my God, it's like cringing. I'm like, please stop doing it. Like that's not ASMR for me. But I can watch a video of it. It's weird.
I all that seems like kind of in a weird way, like totally normal, like that it would be like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, do you remember like when you were a kid, like your household being loud, like when you would go to bed and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I wonder if there's some level of this like very average noises, you know what I mean? Like eating a pickle, like a very average noise of that's very soothing because, there was always maybe like noise going on in the house and stuff like that.
Probably. Like I wouldn't doubt it. Like when I was a kid, I would fall asleep listening to music all the time. And I don't know why. I guess if it's too quiet, it's like uncomfortable.
My girlfriend's like that too.
Yeah. Like it cannot, like sometimes I'll fall asleep to like rain sounds or like thunderstorm sounds.
She falls asleep to a lot of like murder shows and like she watches like courtroom trials.
That's funny.
Like legit courtroom trials.
Oh
like on
my
like
God.
you know how like on court TV
Yeah.
like they do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like she falls asleep to those.
I have a lot of friends who fall asleep to like those like ID channel like shows and stuff. Like I can't. I'm like an avid dreamer. If I fall asleep to a show or a movie, I will be in that show or movie in my dream.
Yeah, that's not fun.
It's not a good time.
Yeah.
I've fallen asleep with many like zombie movies on, and I'm like instantly like there's zombies around me. And I'm like that's not peaceful. That's not restful. No.
What would be the best? And then I'll let you go. What would be the best movie to fall asleep to? Like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
I don't even know about that one.
Like if you fell asleep and you went into the movie after you fell asleep.
If I went into the movie, ooh, shoot.
Coyote Ugly. I don't know. I was just.
No, honestly, the first movie that comes to my mind is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids because I've always wanted to like be that small. And like, I don't know why. That's that scene where they're like on like the Hot Wheels car. It looks so fun to me. I would love to experience that. I might try it.
That would be kind of cool.
That would be cool. Ever since I was little, I've always wanted to. So I would want to fall asleep to that. Maybe I might jump into that.
All right, now you gotta try it.
I'm gonna try it.
So did you have a good time?
Yeah, this is fun.
Yes, I'm so thank you so much for doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I always ask everybody, please give me a hug. If you don't mind, you can slip out that microphone. Thank you so much. Oh.